I feel like I don't even know if they knew what they were doing, but when they purchased this building, they created a legacy. I'm not sure if they knew or even dreamed that what it could become, but they did it and they purchased this building. Uh, Believe it or not, this whole building was $75,000 in 1968. I still have the original contract when they purchased it. And so they just created a legacy. And then my dad letting us continue the legacy, that's his legacy. Hi, I'm Stacy Lee Banks, third generation owner of Lee's Flower Shop, located at 1026 U Street, Northwest Washington, D.C.
And hi, I'm Christy Lee Jones and co-owner, third generation Lee's Flower Shop.
Our grandparents, William and Winifred Lee, founded our shop in 1945. And back in those days, U Street was one of the only places that African Americans could shop, because we couldn't shop downtown because of the Jim Crow laws. We couldn't try on clothes if we could go to a store. So U Street was a hub of African American owned businesses. Industrial Bank right across the street, founded in 1934 by Jesse Mitchell, and Ben's Chili Bowl, that's another two-generation business. So they founded the shop. They met because my grandfather was a Pullman porter on the railroad, and his route went from Massachusetts to Montreal. And my grandmother, he met her brother, was on the railroad with my grandfather. He said, "I got a sister I want you to meet." Actually, he had 4 sisters. And so he met my grandmother, and the rest is history on them.
Our grandfather passed away, Mr. William Lee passed away in 1995, and his wife, our grandmother, Winifred, continued on with the business with my dad, and Stacy has always worked in the business ever since she graduated from Howard. I mean, she worked through that whole thing. She graduated from Howard and came to work right after her graduation, on the day of her graduation, walked back to the shop and finished out. So she's been working the business the whole time, and I went to corporate America, came back, and decided to work back with my family to carry on the legacy. So we've seen so many changes on U Street.
Well, when we first encountered U Street, for me, or my knowledge of it, was when I was in high school, and I would tell my friends that we had a business on U Street. Oh my gosh, because it was like the red light district back then. And so to see it go from the red light district to what it is now, but it was in its heyday, it was like Black Broadway. And they bought the building in 1968, which is, the riots had happened. And so they had to write Soul Brother on the window so that we wouldn't get looted or windows broken. And we were blessed that they weren't. But the African American community has been very supportive of us. And then even during the George Floyd era in 2020, we had a lot of support from the entire community.
A lot of people were boarding up, a lot of businesses and government buildings. Everybody was boarding up from the looting and things. And we didn't ever do it because we just felt like we were going to stand on our father's beliefs, where if they know we're a Black-owned business. We put that signs up all around to say we're a Black-owned business. We're standing with the racial inequities that was, everybody's standing for. And we didn't get bothered then. We didn't get bothered in the 60s. So we're grateful for that.
Everybody in our family has to go through the flower shop as a rites of passage.
Mhm.
You know, my brother has worked here. Now he has his own business in Las Vegas, home inspections. And our niece went through here. Now she works for the federal government.
But she
And
also helps us
yeah.
with our human resources.
Yes.
She's a human resources consultant.
And Christy's son helps us at holidays. But currently, our daughters both are keeping our legacy going. I've always wanted to have another location. So I know it's a lot, it's double the work and all of that, but I don't know what made me have that thought. But in 2022, the opportunity presented itself for us to open up a small shop at Union Station, which is a historic location as well. It gave us an opportunity to let my daughter have like a training ground for business ownership.
Yes, my daughter Joy, she's started working here, when she was growing up, but back and forth. But she's also has her own business ventures. But she helps us out. We asked her to come help us out because we wanted her to still be a part of the legacy as well.
I don't know what they're gonna do, but I just pray that they continue it on till it's 100 years old. Because you don't see that many Black-owned businesses that are 100 years old. And so that's my wish for them, to continue this shop.
I also would like to see it, go on for generations to come, for our children to pass it on to their children, and so on and so on. We've come this far, so I feel like we can take it even further.